The Albino Rhino Brewery. Today, the Albino Rhino, we're looking at, I believe, my second beer from Whitewater Brewing. Whitewater Brewing is from the 613. Exactly where up in the Ottawa area? It says Ottawa Valley, Ontario, but I don't remember exactly where in the valley it is. I'm originally from the Ottawa Valley. I grew up I lived part of my life in Ottawa, and I lived part of my life in Braeside and Arnprior. So, and most of my family is Kemptville, Smith Falls, Renfrew. So, I mean, I'm a valley boy at heart. I just don't remember. Oh, I think this is Forester Falls. Anyway, so the Farmer's Daughter is a blonde ale, and it's 22 IBU and 5% alcohol. It is not too hoppy, it says. And this is a beer that actually had quite a bit of talk about its can, the can art and the marketing slogans and marketing signs and all that was a big talk about from a lot of women in the brewing industry, be it writers or other brewers and stuff, about it being sexist. So I will let you see this. There you go. So kind of along the same lines as like Naughty Neighbor and stuff like that. Sex sells. It's an unfortunate truth, and it's going to help sell. It really is going to help sell. I mean, just the name Farmer's Daughter alone made you know that was going to happen. But how many of you have worked on a farm? I mean, I've worked on a farm before. How many of you have worked on a farm in a belly top and short shorts? I mean, I would do it just to piss off the farmer. But anyway, let's get to the beer. Let's let the beer talk for itself and forget about the label. Now, I know I've had their Class 5 IPA. I'm not 100% sure if I've had anything else by them, to be honest with you. And in all honesty, this is one of those beers where let your money talk. It's just a blonde ale. Even if it's a great blonde ale, you can always find another blonde ale. If you don't like the label, don't support it. It's up to you what you want to do. Very hazy, unfiltered. I love that. Visually, it's very appealing to me. Not the can, the beer itself. I mean, the can is just weird. I mean, I've never seen a woman with an arm like that or a boob that sits that. Okay, let's go back to the beer. Beautiful color though. That sort of orangish hue onto the yellow. It had some bright white head, faded away pretty quickly. Still a little snap, crack, pop on there. Scent. Not really much, to be honest. Yeah, almost nothing, to be honest. A little bit of nondescript hop and a little bit of nondescript sweetness. I couldn't even say it's malty sweetness, it's just sweetness. Let's try the beer. Cheers. Okay, so it tastes like an unbalanced attempt at an Ontario Pale Ale, to be honest. It has that slightly piney, slightly resiny, slightly floral, and slightly dirty back end that you get from a lot of the Ontario Pale Ales. There's not much of a malt bill at the forefront mingling with that. It's making it not well rounded. It doesn't have that nice maltiness to the forefront. I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest. Crisp, effervescent, light to medium bodied. Flavor profile, not what I'd really expect from a blonde ale. Not what I'd really expect from a beer that I'd want to drink anyway. Not really anything I'd care to drink again, to be honest. It's an okay beer at best. It's playing on the moniker of the Farmer's Daughter with the Farmer's Daughter thing here. They do have another one, which is Farmer's Daughter's Melons, and it's her holding two melons in front of her. That one I'd probably be more angry about than this one if I was a social justice warrior. And I do understand, because I'm going to get this out. You're sexist, No, I understand where they're coming from. I do understand it, and if that's what they want to fight, that's what they want to fight. I could care less when it comes to this beer. I mean, I don't think this beer, and obviously it did well enough that it's all over the province now because it's in my beer store, but it's just not, it's not something that makes me want to go out and crusade, because it's not something that's good, it's not something that's bad, it's just something that's blah in the middle, and it should just get lost in the middle. There's just so many beers out there now that if you're going to do anything that is at all able to be taken the wrong way, you better have something that's either amazing or something that's horrible. Because if you're getting something that's taken the wrong way, because this might have been a joke to you, this might have been this might have been that. Even if it was a joke, it's still in bad humor to a lot of people, and everybody has the right to be offended by it or the right to not be offended by it. Doesn't matter whether you're offended by that or not. People have the right to feel the way they want to feel about it. But if you're going to make something that's just in the middle, it really has to stand out one way or another, because now you have a group of people that are mad about the label already on a beer that's just mediocre, so they just don't care. The other beer I had from them, their Class 5 IPA, was actually kind of nice. This I don't really care for, and that's just the way I am with it, and that's perfectly fine. Out of 10 on it, I'd probably give it a 5. It's right in the middle. It's just not something I care to drink. I'm sweating like a motherfucker. It's hot down here. It's hot right under these lights. I'm turning this light off, and I just farted, which means I'm being very classy as I'm talking about something that I don't even want to talk about. If you wonder why I'm not really getting into anything when I'm talking about this and the things that went on with this, it's because I don't really want to get into it, because my feelings are on both sides of the fence. And, I mean, even politically, I kind of sit on both sides. I sit on the left and the right, no matter what we're talking about. And even whatever we're talking about, I do have left views and right views on each topic. So I'm a weird guy, and I don't like getting into things like that because it makes people angry. Maybe I should start getting into it, but I'm not going to. 5 out of 10. It's not a bad beer. It's not a bad brewery. Go and try it if you want to. If you don't want to because of the label, don't do it. It's not going to matter. If you don't like the label, spend your dollars somewhere else. But don't hate on people that do like the label. Don't sit there and go, you're part of the problem or anything like that, because even if to you they are, to them they might not be. And everybody has a different paradigm on the way life went. If they're telling you, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, go after them. If they're just saying they like the label of this, don't worry about it. I know a lot of women that like topless men shirts and firemen in their underwear and stuff like that. It's on both sides. It is much more prevalent this way, but it is on both sides. So, I don't know. Pick your battles.